What is up guys, Max here, and welcome back to another tutorial. So, on Facebook, I saw this animation video thing of the Olympic torch, and in the spirit of the Olympic Games going on right now, looked pretty cool. I'm like, huh, that looks neat. I wonder how that's made. So I was like, I'm gonna figure that out. So what I did was I went into After Effects, and I actually made it. My own little version, I guess. It's really cool, actually really simple to make, but I'm going to show you guys how to make it. Now, before we get started, I want to go ahead and thank everyone who's participated in my giveaway so far for reaching 1,000 subscribers on this channel. It's been a fun journey, and I'm really having fun. If you don't know about the contest yet, I'm giving away a Logitech G502 Proteus Spectrum mouse. So click the link down below to jump into the contest and enter to win. And if you don't know as well, once we hit 2,000 subscribers, which we're well on our way to do, we will be doing another giveaway of something awesome. Maybe an MX Master mouse or maybe some kind of gaming keyboard. I don't know yet. Gonna find something cool. And once we hit 3,000 subscribers, we'll do it again. And we'll continue to do that on and on. So subscribe. Let's get this stuff rolling. So the animation's pretty straightforward. How do you make this thing? Really simple. So a lot of it's made in After Effects, a little bit in Illustrator, but there's a few things we need to do to get started. So inside of After Effects, obviously we need a new composition. We'll set the frame rate to 8 frames per second because it's really stop motion-y looking. Duration, we can do, I don't know, let's do 3 seconds. The Facebook one was 2 seconds, but this is fine. 3 seconds, 1920 by 1080, okay. So if we look back at our other composition, we have these hands right here we need to recreate, which is actually really simple. So what we're going to do is actually grab our pen tool, and we are going to go ahead and make the torch. So to make the torch, zoom in right here with your pen tool, and I just kind of drew out a torch. Kind of slender down here, right here, right here. And it doesn't have to look perfect by any means. You can kind of grab this. Move this over some. Click that. So Alt click gives you this little turning point right there. Looks pretty nice. And then we'll take the fill and make it gray for now. All right. Move this up some, about right there. There's our torch. Let's move it down. Pretty cool. Maybe we make it a little skinnier. So grab your pen tool. Grab it, move this in, move this in, like that. Okay, there's our torch. Looking pretty awesome. Back to this. This one was a little thicker, I think, but it's okay. Now we need to make a hand. Simple enough. First part we'll make is fingers. We can go ahead and lock this layer. We don't need it anymore. But we'll take this, do a fill of blue with another pen tool, and we will make fingers. So like that. They don't have to be perfect by any means. Grab this one out a little bit. Just like that. And boom. Pull this out. Press Alt. Do that. Hold Shift. Pull this in more. Get rid of that one. Pull this in. Pull this over. Stretch this finger out. Stretch these fingers out a little further. Hold Alt. Excuse me. Not Command, but Alt. Or Shift. Shift click. It's being weird. Your pen. Stretch this finger out, hold Shift, move this over, and we have the first hand. Cool. Next we need to do is grab the pen tool once again with a new shape. We're gonna make a thumb. So the thumb comes out like right here, comes around right here, and maybe something like this. Just like that. This looks pretty good. That looks nice. Now we need an arm. Grab the pen tool once more. and just kind of go back here, kind of like this. And I move this down below shape layer 1 because it is the arm. And look, it looks like a hand's holding the torch. How cool is that? So, continuing on, we're not going to do all the hands because this is literally just copied and pasted below the same thing, and the thumb is manipulated just a little bit, but we are going to make this below hand right here. So this is going to go right here. Kind of like this. Here. Here. Right there. And hit Alt on your keyboard to start manipulating these in such a way to where they look like it's, you know, grabbing it. Nice. Got two hands holding the torch. All right. So this is pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy. Hands holding a torch. It doesn't move at all. It just sits there. But now we got to make these flames that move around. So how are we going to do that? Really simple, actually. We're going to use Illustrator, and you'll see why in a minute. This is a really cool trick you can use in After Effects to make really cool stuff really fast. So I'm not that great with the pen tool inside of After Effects to make some really killer flames, but if we open up Illustrator really fast, boom. So we're just going to freehand some flames inside of Illustrator. So we just grab the brush tool right here. Let's make it black, or the inside can be nothing because we don't need a shape. Oh, actually we do need a color on the inside. And we'll just freehand some flames. So maybe something like this. It goes around the edge. That's flame number 1. Highlight the whole shape, right click the edge and hit join, which is going to connect these 2 points right here at the bottom. Cool. Flame number 1. We'll do a fill of orange or something. Now let's do another flame. So right here. Looks a little different. Maybe not a ton different, but different enough. Let's make it a little smaller. Like that. Grab the brush again. Move this one up some. Right there. Give it a fill. You know what? Let's do 2 more flames just to make it awesome. This one, grab it, right click, join. I'm pretty sure I made everything else join. I'm not forgetting so far, I don't think. Join, okay. And then one more tiny little flame to sit right here. Just for good measures. Join, then click your fill right here. Blue, it doesn't matter. They just need to be different colors. Okay, now highlight everything, take the stroke, turn it off. Now it's starting to look like fire, which is kind of nice. And what we need to do now is a little bit of house cleaning. And what I mean by house cleaning is fixing these little edges right here. And we can go in and actually manipulate the flames a little bit. So grab this, grab your pen tool, hit the delete anchor point, get rid of that, get rid of that. Awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, this thing has not been joined yet, so click join. Should be good now, so if we delete the anchor point, we will have gotten rid of that. All right, that looks awesome. Really good and smooth. Click this one, get rid of this anchor point. We need to stretch this out a little bit. Pretty cool. You can actually grab this one, maybe move it up some. I don't know. It's kind of neat. grab this, get rid of this anchor point, move this up, move this up, move that down. This doesn't matter, this is completely up to you. And get rid of these anchor points. Get rid of that one. We can make this a little more wavy. Awesome. Now that all these are done, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 flames drawn inside of Illustrator. What we need to do with these is really simple. So let's get rid of Illustrator for the minute. And inside of our composition, we need to do 5 shapes. It does not matter what they are, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, who cares? This is shape number 6. Let's make the shape layer red because we want to change the color so we can understand it in here. Let's just go ahead and lock all these layers because we don't need to manipulate them any longer. We just need to copy and paste the shape we just made 5 times. So Command C, Command V, move it over. Command V, move this one over. Command V, move it right here. Command V, move it right here. You need 5 separate shapes, and make sure they're 5 separate shapes, not the same shape built twice inside of the layer. So make sure there's 5 different layers. And once you do that, how do we get the shapes from Illustrator into After Effects? It's actually really simple. You don't have to save anything. You have to work really any hard or harder, but it's really simple. So drop down on your layer, drop down on Contents, drop down on Shape 1, and your path right here. So go back into Illustrator, take this, Command C to copy it, right here on your path, keyframe it, and then Command V. Boom. Just like that. We can go to our next one, Contents, Shape 1, Path, keyframe it, go back to Illustrator, right here, Command C, drop it down, Command V. Well, click your path, Command V. There's that. Back to Illustrator, Command C, drop down your Contents on the 3rd layer, Contents, Shape 1, Path, Command V. I think you can get the drift here of what we're doing. And you do that for the next shape. Command C. Shape 1, Path, Command V. And then back to Illustrator for the final layer on the back. Command C. Layer 6, our final shape. Contents, Shape 1, Path, Command V. Now we can start doing our colors. So we do the fill. Let's make it a nice, I don't know, deep orange. Layer 6, move this over. Not deep orange. Make it a little lighter, a little yellower. Next layer, move it over. Change the fill to this orange, adjust it some. Next layer, change the fill to this, adjust it some again, more yellow. It's almost green. Right here, fill, make it yellow, make it brighter yellow. Just like that, you have your flames. Now highlight all of them, position them where you want. Right about there is good. Awesome. Now let's unlock all of these layers. Actually want to go in and manipulate the torch a little bit. Grab the torch. Should be this layer. Grab your pen tool again. I want to make it face down, so it looks like it's a torch. Like that. Grab all of these, move them over, hold shift, put them in the middle. But now we need to animate them. So how do we do that? Again, lock all these layers because we don't need them, but we need to animate all of these layers. Really simple. So click down on your path, or click U on your keyboard to show all your layers. Click U. Hit page down on your keyboard to go over 1 frame. And we're going to keyframe the path once again on every single one of these. And why are we doing that? Because we want it to look like stop animation. So it's going to jump. So boom, boom, and it's going to change on frame 2. So now what we're gonna do is actually just manipulate the path just a tiny bit with a keyframed. So it's gonna change. So in theory, we will grab the path, hold shift, and just pick some of these. Move this, move this, move this, move this, move this, move this, move this over, move this up, move this back, move this back, move this back, move this, move this. And literally manipulate everything just by a hair. Move this a little bit, move that. So it changes just like that. If you see frames that aren't changing, change them. And maybe you don't want to manipulate it too much. Maybe you don't want it to move that much. You want it to be very subtle. We'll make it very subtle, make it barely move. But, you know, we can make this really like a flame that's really blowing in the wind or something, you know, something crazy. Then go down your timeline, keyframe it again, and go down your timeline one more time and change it again. Just like that. This over, move this over, move that, so boom. Copy this, paste it. So this is the same, this is the same, and this is the same. And what I do after that is I take these two keyframes, Command C, and paste them right here. Let's see what this looks like. It looks just like that. And I will do the rest of this really fast. I will speed it up, but you can see what it looks like. And there you have it. So I've animated this whole thing. All of these are moving in some funky way. It's kind of neat. This one down here looks kind of weird. It's like growing and not moving. So I might, ooh, where'd it go? I might go down here and change this. So I might, like, you know, grab this keyframe and like actually like stretch this out and skinny this up a little bit so it's, or maybe, you know, make it fatter. Right here, pull this in and move this down. It's more wavy looking, but this one doesn't move. Oop, nope. Go back this way, move it over some. It's kind of neat. Command paste this keyframe, jump back over here. Okay, then copy these back onto the end. So, looks like that. A little more happy with that. Obviously, we could play with it a lot more and make it something like this. Okay, a couple more steps to make this look awesome. We need a background. So, new, solid, that green color. I've already got it selected. Click OK. Drag it to the back. It's our green background. And now we need some drop shadows. So what we're going to do is really simply click this back layer, go to Effects and Presets, type Drop Shadow. Right here, drag it onto our layer. Yep, this layer. Distance, right there. Softness, right there. Right there. Copy. Go over Command C, Command V, Command V, Command V, Command V. Maybe on these, you know, top layers, you make it a little, you know, lighter. Not so powerful as a drop shadow, but still visible. Just drop the percentages down in your effects window. Now this is all up for discussion. It doesn't matter too much. But now we can go into our hand layers and do the same thing. Grab this, make the softness a little smaller. Right there. Move the distance back over some. Looks a little more realistic. Grab this, put a drop shadow. Grab the hand right here, put a drop shadow, make it a little smaller. Distance a little further back. Like that. I like that one. Let's copy it and put it onto that. Like that. It's looking pretty good. Click play. But we're forgetting one thing. There's these tiny little flames that pop out that kind of move and do little things right here. What are those? Actually really, really easy. What I did was make these. So I grabbed this layer right here. I copy and pasted it. I moved it. I grabbed the anchor point tool and put it in the center. I click S on my keyboard, scaled it down to about right here. Maybe we go into the path and simplify it a little bit. Contents, shape, path. Get rid of all these keyframes. We don't need these for this. Grab the path. Delete anchor points. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that one. Grab the anchor point. With the pen tool. Move this one down some. That looks like a little flame, a little spark of fire. Maybe if we R keyboard rotated it around, something like that. Change the color of it. Let's get the fill. Make it the back, this one right here. And really simply, go to our keyboard, click the layer, click Option Bracket, over one, Option Bracket. Move this layer in some. It just pops up for a quick second. Just like that. Now what we can do is actually move it on our timeline. Let's make it like right here. Rotate it this way. Take the fill, make it this color because it's going off of that. Scale. Squeeze it in a little bit. Make it a little fatter. Make it a little back. And I undid this little thing right here so I can scale unproportionally. So boom, boom. Command D, duplicate it. Move it down our timeline. Boom. And right here, it's going to move some. So it's like two different layers, but stop animation. Boom, 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 boom. And maybe right here, the rotation is right here. And right here, the rotation for this layer is right there. So, or maybe back up. Command D, move this back right here. This could be down here somewhere. Rotate it. Change the fill to the background. Or maybe just this orange we like right here. Do the same thing. Move it down the timeline. And rotate it a little bit. I personally think this one should be a darker red. We'll make it this background red real quick. Grab this one, which was right here. Background red. Looks a little nicer. All right, now it's all made. It's really awesome, but there's one more thing we need to do. We need to create film grain. In our original composition, it's like lighter. There's some grain happening everywhere. Looks pretty nice. So, how do we do that? I'm going to show you the free way and the paid way. All right, so take all of this, all of your layers, highlight everything, right click, pre-compose. Just to make a pre-comp, name it if you want, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is the freeway. So right click, new, solid, create a black solid, doesn't matter, put it on top. Then go to effects and presets, type grain, and noise and grain, add grain, right here. Looks awesome. Let's go to intensity or something, doesn't matter too much. Preset, presets are always awesome. This is fine. Go to final output. Then take your mode and go to overlay. Not overlay, I'm sorry. Go to screen. And it gives it this grainy texture. But before I do that, this yellow is freaking me out. I'm gonna go in here and actually change this yellow color to something else. I need to be more like, I don't know, this yellow color. Almost better. Right there. That's more in the palette of what I want. So it's just like this, and if we hit play, the render time on rendering playback for add grain is, I think, kind of slow, honestly. It's not terrible, but it works. So there's film grain. It looks pretty good. Maybe we can go into here and actually like adjust the color some. Saturation. See how that helps. Does that do anything really? No. But, I mean, the internal grain function inside of After Effects works, but is it the best thing in the world? Probably not. But it works. You have grain. Okay, now, delete this. Here is the paid way to add grain inside of After Effects. Now, this is a plugin that you can download online. It's called Film Convert Pro, and it's really awesome. So type Film Convert in Effects and Presets. Film Convert Pro 2.36. There might be a new version out now, but this is the version that I use. I use it for all of my videos, pretty much. Not tutorials, but the more film stuff. It adds grain to my footage. It's a really cool, really cool color grading tool. It's really awesome. It helps. So you can go into your camera settings right here in your effect controls. Camera settings, leave these default. Maybe you want to bring up the exposure a little bit, make it a little brighter. Then go to film settings. There's all these different presets inside of this. You know, you can kind of like scroll through or click through. This looks pretty nice. Oh, maybe the last one. I like this one. You can change the film size. Right now it's 35mm full frame, so the grains are really small, all the way down to 8mm, which it's like huge. It's like crazy grains, like 8mm camera grain. Let's do it at 35mm Academy, or maybe Super 16. 35mm Academy. Film color, completely edit the film color, the curve, the grain up to 100%, all the way up to 200%. Color correction, we can bring the shadows down some or up or whatever we want. Make it a little blue. I mean, it's a really powerful tool, and it's a lot of fun to use. So if there's a plugin that I like to use, this is definitely one of them. Obviously you don't need it, but it does make the job a lot simpler. But that is how you make this in a nutshell. Hopefully you found this helpful. And you know, like I said before, thanks everyone for joining in, helping me out with my channel. It's been a lot of fun so far. Remember to enter the contest. It's still going. There's only like another 26 days. But at 2,000 subscribers, I'll be doing another contest. So subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll be coming out with a lot of cool videos, besides tutorials. Stuff that wraps around my tutorials. Obviously, I want to keep it all kind of the same channel, the same vibe, the same content. But, you know, like I said before in some update videos, maybe a cool short film, extrapolated by some behind the scenes content and a lot of tutorial content around that short film and how things are made. Also, how do you guys feel about me doing title intros? So like, you know, Stranger Things, it's a really popular Netflix show right now. The intro is pretty simple, but really cool. So I might recreate that, post it up on YouTube, and go from there. Feel free to leave a suggestion. Please like this video, share it, whatever you want. But as always, I'm Max. Thank you everyone. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.